Good morning, JB. Do you know what time it is? Wrong one.
It's Clobberin time!
That was totally on purpose for comedy's sake. Good morning, everyone. We're not going to wait. Let's bring in the art of Alan Schell. How you doing this morning, Al?
I am the art of Alan Schell. I'm not the actual Alan Schell. I'm the art of Alan Schell.
You're the art of Alan Schell.
Yeah.
This show is brought to you by the art of Alan Schell.
My eyes puffy still. Hey, Discovery Bay Comics is in here, and he's saying he missed the show last week. What a heck of a show he missed. He missed the big show. It was a huge show. Remember that when Coach Vic got up and started just attacking you for no reason and put you in a headlock and your head got all red. You were like, oh, that was horrible. It was like a breakdown. Huh?
How could I forget? It's almost like that time when I took my shirt off on YouTube and I had a tattoo of another guy's face on it.
I don't believe that.
You missed the premiere I did this week where
I always do.
I did a skit where that happened. So
it's funny because I see that pop up. I see the J Hood stuff, and then I I should watch it. I should support my buddy. But I'm gonna watch something else.
Believe me, there are plenty of better shows to watch. But if you're anyone that's ever desperate on a Saturday morning, if you're lucky, we're here for you.
Every other Saturday morning.
Every other. JB thanks for shouting us out this week on your show. We do this show every other weekend because, I got a wife and a family that I need to keep happy, so I can't do this when I want. So I do it when I can.
Look at him shaming us, Coach. Look at him. He's shaming us. I don't have time to do this. These other dudes do it whenever they want.
It's my channel. You guys could team up and do the other Saturdays if you want.
Every other Saturdays.
Yep.
But then it would flip-flop and we wouldn't be able to do your show.
There's sacrifices to be made.
Hey, poor Mike.
Hey, poor Mike. How you doing? So
I'm poor Alan. I want him to get paid. Anyways.
So, Comic Book Clobberin time. On this show, we do things that I like to describe as sharing fun and infotainment about comic books. And sometimes that means showing books from my collection. Sometimes it's Al showing toys. Sometimes it's Vic asking questions. We're trying to educate Coach Vic, trying to educate the audience.
And I have books too.
And Coach Vic's starting to collect comics too. And Al's got a collection too. He just didn't talk about them much. Good morning, Comic Head 84.
I don't collect comics.
So this week we're going to start a new, I call them bits. This one's going to be called Take That.
Take That.
That's so fast. I'm having a seizure. If you made it red and flashing, that'd make it even better.
It's the comedy of errors.
Yeah.
Last night.
Hey, I do have something to show if it's not on me, but I can talk about it. I got the final book in the Dead Earth, Wonder Woman Dead Earth series.
I've heard that's good.
Yeah. If anybody's ever played Breath of the Wild, Zelda's Breath of the Wild, it's pretty much the same idea where someone that was put in cryo freeze or something comes back after the world's been destroyed to try to save it. Huh?
Never mind. We like Star Wars. Where they freeze Han Solo.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. He didn't get froze, come back after the world was destroyed. He came back in the next movie and was like, "Why'd you save me? Because I have nothing to do now. And then I'm gonna die. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna die when my son decides to kill me." And
Definitely spoilers for sure.
yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, good. Anyways, at the end of it leaves it open for another series, which I'm happy because I kind of like the non-comic book style of the art. And, Wonder Woman, it's a spoiler. Wonder Woman's weapon of choice. You got to read the book what it is, but it's not Wolverine's skull and a backbone. It's someone else's skull and backbone she uses as a mace. But it's a very supercharged.
I can imagine.
Can you?
Oh wait, did any of y'all know Wonder Woman kind of swings her magic lasso from lightning bolt to lightning bolt? Is that a comic book thing, or is this just a made-up movie thing?
That's a movie, man.
Because I mean, it looked cool, really cool, and well, I'm still not convinced that Kristen Wiig can be cheated, but oh well, we'll see.
That is so Jamie Foxx Electro, man. I'm so
Wait a second.
Why did they do this? It's so just Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze. I think the first one to do that would be, I would consider Jim Carrey's Riddler to be so grossly like joygasm. I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. Like, I blame my nephew because he watched the heck out of the movie because they had it on VHS, and he just kept watching it.
We'll get back to fandom during the. Where's that? During the
above it
there. During the take that segment. So let me continue the show off portion of the show with.
Oh, sorry.
I picked up this week.
Sorry, I interrupt everything you do.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not gonna. I don't bring out every book I bought at the LCS this week because I don't go often, and everybody else has already shown up.
I showed that off last week. The cool battle.
I thought you did, but
I found it at Walmart. I was so shocked because they're hard to find now. Because Walmart, they suck. Anyways, all right. If I did show it off last week, I wasn't here because there was no show last week.
So this is the first book I'm going to talk about. It's called Big Girls. The artist down here is Jason Howard. He's the first guy that wasn't a local that I did coloring on some of his early work on some independent book that I've got copies of that I can't even remember the title. But he had a fun kind of his work looked a little bit along the lines of early Dave Johnson, kind of that kind of tech.
Who?
Well, Dave Johnson. Dave Johnson.
Who's that?
Stop.
The Devil Pig?
Yeah. But so this is the first book that he's written himself. He previously did Trees with Warren Ellis, and the concept of this book is that certain women grow giant size, and certain men grow giant size, but they become monsters. So this is
of course
women versus men thing, I guess. Men evil. Giant monsters, women here to save the day.
You know what we used to call giant sized women?
What?
Amazonians. Until Wonder Woman came out, she's 5'10".
When I say giant size, she's like these. We're talking Godzilla.
I like giant sized women better than big girls. It's giant sized women this Sunday.
I like big girls, and I cannot lie.
So I haven't seen anybody talking about this. That was the only thing from my new books that I wanted to mention.
I almost got that one too.
Next up is Nexus. So this is the original Steve Barron or Steve Rude and Mike Barron series from the 80s by Capital Comics.
Capital Punishment.
Capital Comics used to be Capital City Distributors, I believe.
Record company?
Somebody can prove me wrong. But they were one of the diamonds back then, one of the distributors, and they were making their own comics. It didn't last long. So we got issue 1, 2. I actually picked up a copy of this at a local shop back when I was a kid for like 40 cents. I have no idea how this random issue would have made it to our small town. But I picked it up way back then. I just read it. I've had it all these years and just read it like 3 months ago and thought, I need to go get more of that. So number 2, number 3, Nexus is like a intergalactic bounty hunter.
He's an assassin.
What's that? Oh yeah, assassin.
He has dreams of who he's supposed to kill, and he goes and kills them. But the dreams give him like bad migraines, and so he has to. Yeah, sorry.
He has like a rejuvenation chamber or something like that. So I'm still new to even though I've had it for all these years and knew about it. I've never read Nexus up till now.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of shenanigans going on. It's like it starts and then goes away, and then they need work, so they come bring it back.
So after Capital folded as a publisher, they switched over to Nexus, and one of the other Capital / first characters was this guy back here.
The Badger?
The Badger.
We don't need no stinking Badger.
He was kind of like an independent Wolverine type character. If you like kung fu fighting and stuff like that, fighting ninjas, Badger was your guy. I've got more of that stuff.
I'm surprised Badger wasn't a woman. You know what I'm saying? No.
Oh, everyone's a Maserati. All right. Tip your waiters.
Good thing my wife didn't watch this.
Not too bad, because then we'd actually have viewers. Me and Vic are starting a 2-man group, a stand-up group, like an Abbott and Costello.
Steve Rude has fantastic Nexus covers. Yeah, he only got better after that. And I think one of the reasons I'd stayed away from that I never actually got into it was because he did these awesome painted covers, and they only got better, like I said. And the inside were regular line art, which by comparison wasn't as energetic, but it's equally as masterful. If you're a big fan of Alex Toth and that kind of look, definitely look up those books.
Well,
Gore Vidal, he's always got some knowledge. So I have my original Nexus books. At the time, the original artwork was wonderful, especially the covers. Yep.
Comic Cat 84 is saying he's got a great Hulk versus Superman Steve Rude one shot. Also, World's Finest is like always blew my mind.
Yep. I keep my eye out for that Hulk Superman. And then the last book I got, I saw this one at a local honey hole a few weeks ago for $25, and I thought it's like $5 too much.
Is that with you?
No.
I think we got a new bingo. It's when Jamie complains about something being too much when he can get it for cheaper somewhere. Take that, Jamie. Take that. Take that.
So, but hey, I did. I found it for cheaper. I found it for $20 shipped on eBay, and it's in as nice a condition as the one I saw.
Jamie bingo.
Devil Dinosaur, #1.
That's the one with the little black girl, or is that the different dinosaur?
That's Moon Girl. So it's going to focus on our faces instead of the comic cover Coach Vic's face.
That's the difference.
It's hard to hide all this pretty.
I know, right? But trust me, it's not a mint condition copy, but it's close. It's nice. With the price, it would be.
Is it $20 worth?
Yes, I would pay.
But not $25
if I have it in my pocket.
Hi guys. Oh,
There we go.
I go from not being on camera to being the only one on camera. That's great.
Surprise!
Surprise, surprise, surprise. You guys ready for your night to remember?
All right, let's see. I gotta set up
Get
some
it back together. Take that. No?
Take that.
You're lucky I don't have that button, man.
You have the questions on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I pulled up earlier.
Okay.
Since you put them all nice and pretty in Messenger for me.
I can't remember which one was first. I think it's this one.
The Clobberin.
Are we doing the fandom?
Why does it look like that?
I don't know.
You want to say what we're doing first before we get started?
Well, I didn't mean to like, show the image, but
Take that. He plays the Vic.
yeah. So now we're gonna do.
Take that.
Oh, it's not what I thought it was gonna be. I thought that was just a. And thank you, Huge Nerd. I'm wearing a Kiss shirt, not a Knight and Satan service shirt, as it was pointed out to me. I got on, and
It
he's
could be
like,
nice
"Oh,
to save your service.
yeah." I was like, "Well, I'm sure the two Jewish guys that are in charge are really into that."
When you say those two Jewish guys, you mean Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons?
Yeah. And I can say that. I can say Jewish because
I just didn't want you to.
0.00.1 point.
I ain't gonna wait. Well, my first thought was, I didn't know you were Jewish.
See, that's what I mean.
So, anyways,
All right.
what were we talking about? Oh yeah, we're take that. Okay. No, people are gonna hate that if you keep doing that.
Good idea.
Going to? No.
Before we get to that, let's get a word from our sponsors. So, the whole idea of the Take That logo is that I want people to get sick of it because I want it to be one of those funny things where he's just so tired of it.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Like this.
I think you'll succeed.
I hope.
Hey, Coach, could you mention St. Louis or something so we can do the
I
meme?
need to get that fantastic. No, not Fantastic Four.
Gotta mention sports too.
It's the X-Men book. Yeah,
Yeah,
the X-Men book where they're swinging from the arch. Oh,
Welcome back, everyone.
See, I got this. I
gauntlet.
brought a Roman Reigns, right? I brought a Roman Reigns so I could get the thing for He-Man because no one likes Roman Reigns.
Okay, so Take That. What is Take That going to be? I didn't want it to be a thing where like Alan and I were like seriously debating and going nose to nose with each other, but
You are. I'm so
that's
debating
what it's going to turn into. We'll still be friends at the end. Don't worry. So,
Me and Coach Vic are friends now.
he's your ally in this.
That's right.
So the idea is I assigned Coach Vic to pick 5 subjects, anything having to do with comic books, and he's going to throw them out to us. He gave us a preview of what they were yesterday, so we could have a little bit of time to think them through. And each of us is going to have 2 minutes to give our take on what we're talking about. I'm going to pull out my phone so we can have a timer. So is it a competition? I don't know.
You can do like
a problem, I'll solve it.
3 points.
So the idea is each of us will give our take on the subject, and then we'll let we'll give Coach Vic a couple minutes to pitch in his opinion after we've given ours, and while the chat can kind of team up and say which of us had the better take on it.
Okay.
So, but as David Letterman would say, please, no wagering.
Wager, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so Coach Vic's gonna.
Right.
I'll give you. Do you want to go first or second? I'll give you that option.
Who, Coach?
You.
Between you and me.
Oh, I'll go. Oh, I don't know. You go first. Maybe I should go first so I don't fall asleep on your
I'll
answer.
run behind James back between 1 and 5,000.
He's only got 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
He's only got 2 minutes to do anything, so he'll have to get started, and then he can answer. Does he got 2 minutes to get started and then answer? Or is it going to take 10 years for him to, like, draw a space?
I have to start talking. You go first.
I don't know. Let's take turns. So you go. I'll go first once, then you go, then
that's the idea.
You start off the next one.
Who's going to go first? I'll go first. I'll go first.
Wait a minute. Maybe I want to go first now.
Okay. Got wearing me out. The Clobberin.
All right.
So at DC Fandom, in a surprise panel that surprised nobody, Jim Lee, Reginald Hudlin, and Dennis Cowan announced the return of Milestone Media. They're working on a Static Shock movie, Milestone animated movies, and Icon Rocket, and Static Shock digital graphic novels. Does it make sense to go through all the work to relaunch Milestone Media and not have actual comic books?
So does it make sense to do movies and cartoons without comic books to back them up? Yes. Why? Because is my opinion, and this is somewhat controversial, some believe it, some don't, that comic books are not the product, they are the advertising. They are the support for the bigger things that we see and buy. We buy collectibles, toys, statues, action figures, and we go see these big budget movies. And I should have hit the timer when I started. So now I'm going to start. Just kidding. So should they do movies without comics? Yeah, because comics are only going to support what they're trying to do big time. But as comic book collectors and consumers, yeah, we want to make sure that there are comics on the shelf for what we're seeing on the screen, even if they don't necessarily match up. Our first love is the paper, looking at the pretty art and reading the cool stories that develop all that. So I don't know if I want 2 minutes, but that's mine.
First off, can we get this horrible artwork off the
horrible? What?
You picked the worst artwork.
Have you started yet? Should I have started the timer?
That's so bland. It's so bland. It's like when I think of the original Milestone, I'm thinking of like artistic stuff. I'm thinking Dennis Collins doing oh my goodness. And you got this like Ed Bynes looking stuff. I just don't like it. It's so bland to me. Anyways,
I found that image in like 2 minutes on my lunch hour.
Okay, yeah. Maybe you should take more time looking for good images as opposed to drawing spacemen. Anyway, let me tell you, does it make sense to do it without new comic books? Not really, but I'll tell you why they're doing it is because it's a reaction to the climate right now. I wish they would have had time instead of like before running, they could have learned to walk with it because Milestone is it's bountiful with ideas, okay, and they're just gonna pick it. That's basically these are options. They're being optioned to be movies, I'm sure, and then they're like, oh, we could do. And when you say advertisements for movies, okay, so comic books sell what, like 50,000 at best. So 50,000 people, not even 50,000 people are seeing these advertisements, so it's a waste of advertising money. So I don't know. I don't have 2 minutes of material here. I'm just saying this is the first I've heard about it. I'm glad Milestone's coming back. I think hopefully they have good ideas. That's what I want. So take your time, DC. Is it going to be Milestone or is it going to be DC doing their thing again where it's like, oh, we got the properties and we're just going to put Ed Bynes or Benez or whatever his name is on it and make everything look like this garbage picture. Oh my god, I can't talk because my Skeletor I drew on Hero and the Kids was garbage. So, but I want to see, like, I would rather see Milestone brought out like DC's bigger books, the Black Label books,
Oh, okay.
and like do some serious comic book stories, and not like we're gonna make everything kid friendly and we're gonna make it digestible. Milestone was not digestible for everybody. It had strong messages.
Right.
If they don't do it like that, then they can leave it at the door. That's all I'm saying. And it makes sense. It makes sense for DC because they're grasping at straws. Sorry.
That's your alarm.
Take that, Jamie. We kind of agreed on it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So
take that garbage art off there. Put some hardware #1 or something up, man. Jeez, I don't know who drew that, but the muscles, the anatomy on that made me wince.
So chat, now is your time to chime in with what you think. Coach Vic, what do you think?
Well, I think to go what Alan was talking about as far as stories are concerned, Reginald Hudlin from St. Louis, Missouri, is going to do a great job with writing because he's from St. Louis.
Bingo!
But no, I mean, I trust Reginald Hudlin with anything ever since House Party. So
you did House Party? Oh man,
he directed and produced House Party and House Party too. But no, I just they're going to relaunch all the old books, all the old Milestone books. I mean, they just got the court case resolved not too long ago, right? Their court case settled not too long ago. So I think they're trying to just, like you said, catch the wave and get out there as soon as possible. But hopefully they'll take their time. I know. Like I said, Reginald Hudlin, he's excited about doing a new Icon and Rocket series, which I'm excited too because it's just interesting, the whole dichotomy, especially when you take the political aspects of the two characters. So that'll be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to that.
That's what I'm saying. This it shouldn't be another comic book. It shouldn't just be like, hey, we're superheroes, what are you doing? It should have a story. It should be driving your mind and go, oh, yeah, I mean, don't beat you over the head, but why do anything if you're just doing it to do it? And that's the way I feel DC is. It's just like, well, this could make money, which is, what you're supposed to do when you're in a big corporation. But you can make money off of great art. I mean, you can make money off of horrible art. I mean, I've proven that. But anyways, my 2 minutes are up, so I digress.
Okay. Before we move on with more of
take that.
I just wanted to take a minute to shout out the participants in the chat. See, right now we've got let me go back. Poor Mike, we saw him. We saw Comic Kid 84 come in. Jojo from Flicks and Comics is here. Gore Vidal, thanks for stopping in, man. Got the Who's Your Nerd. Discovery's still here.
Who's your nerd?
Let's see here. Jeff Schultz, One Love from Chicago is here.
Schultz.
John's Comics with Kids is here. And John's backing you up on that hot take, Al.
I think he's the only person paying attention.
Ben Compton's just stopping in too. All right. Let's see here. Let's find our next image.
He should do it. Ben Compton should do a segment called Straight Out of Compton where it's his opinion. So it's straight out of him. So it's straight out of him. That'd be great. Uh-oh.
All right.
So this might look familiar. If you follow John's Comics from Kids on Instagram, this was a story post this week.
So John's Comics with Kids posted this meme after watching the new Batman trailer. The speculation on how good or bad the movie is going to be based on the casting hurt or help a movie. After all, Ben Affleck was DOA, but did a decent job with Batman.
Okay, so Alan, you're going first this time.
Okay, what is it?
The question,
I'm reading this stuff. I don't get the speculation on how good or bad a movie is going to be. Wow, man, is going to be based on casting Hurt or Help a movie. Oh, we're talking about the casting, or can we talk about the trailer? I mean,
but either one.
We're past the point of that, you know. I think, you know, hey, when Heath Ledger got announced, I was like, "What up, dude?" You know, I was, and then it made me eat my stuff. You know what I mean? Robert Pattinson, whatever his name is, Twilight Man, he got it? Is that how you spell Twilight? Anyways,
or Cedric Diggory from Harry Potter.
Again, I did it on lunch hour yesterday. So
okay. Well, I'm hungry now that you mentioned lunch. But let me tell you, he's a weird looking dude. I've seen the trailer, and I kind of looked at it sideways. The only part I don't like is the part where he should look ugly when he has his helmet off. Well, actually, there's two parts I didn't like, and someone's going to crap on me for this. He had the helmet off, and he looked like Edward Scissorhands. And he was like, I was like, hey, it's Batman Scissorhands. It's pretty cool looking. And the other part I didn't like, besides Jim Gordon's fake hair, you can tell it's fake. And I got a problem with like even Captain America's hair when he takes off and then he's got the fake hair. That's the bad wigs, man. I just like, this is bad. But anyway, my point is when Batman, he's like, who are you? And he's like, ugh, and he just pounds the dude. This reminds me of when Darth Vader went crazy at the end of Rogue One. It's just it's violent for being violent, and I'm just like, wow, I don't feel good about this. Like the movie looks, I know what it's going for. It's definitely 7. You know, it's definitely 7. Other than that, I can't wait for the movie. Because how many times have we seen this and seen all the different things? I'm still talking. I don't care. So I can sit through a highly depressing emo Batman and probably like it. I don't want to see all the bad art that's going to come out from it. Because, you know, when he's the new Batman. So I got to – it's like Jason Voorhees. After that Friday the 13th movie, the remake, that was the image of Jason on everything. So every image has that garbage Jason on it with the long, like he's wearing the jacket and he's all, this is going to be the same. So we're going to have this Batman until the next Batman comes out to take over. Yeah, I know it was epic, but it was so violent. The Discovery Bay is talking about the Batman or the Darth Vader scene. It was so out of character. From hey, I'm mutilating all these people and killing them and crushing them against the wall, and then the next scene where he steps into New Hope and he's like, I'm chill, guys, I'm cool. I mean, it's like, if people complain about Kylo Ren's temper tantrum, Darth Vader's having a temper tantrum and it's like, I'm gonna murder you. It's Murder Vader, and then he comes out. I know. Hey, I'm not talking about the Batman thing. I'm talking about Darth Vader. That's two different things. Seizure-inducing Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One, as opposed to, hey guys, I'm friggin' pimp. I'm walking in on the station, not have to do anything. So it might have been cool, but I digress.
Okay, can I go now?
No. Take that, Jamie. Take that. Take that, sucker.
Okay. So the question is, does early casting announcements help or hurt a movie? And I'm going to say the answer is no. As much as we want to complain about what our opinions might be, our perception might be, we're still going to go see this movie. Aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to see New Mutants up until this weekend,
but it gives us something to talk about. They announce it because they know it's going to stir a buzz. They don't care if it's positive or negative. They want people to start talking about this movie, get it on our minds, get it on our radar, and then show a trailer that I wasn't happy with the Pattinson news. I'm not impressed so far with the trailer. I like the Batmobile design so far.
Yeah, no more tanks.
I kind of like the idea that they're taking it back to a muscle car. But I agree with Hal. The fight scene, it did remind me of that scene in Rogue One. That's the first thing I thought of. But I like that scene in Rogue One.
Because you got some DC problems.
Now let's pivot it to more current events. What are we going to do with the recasting of Black Panther now? I mean, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. What'd you say? Right over left.
Right over left. Wakanda forever.
So we can't get so tied into these actors that we see in these roles because, they're, like Al said, they're going to change over time. We're going to see a series of movies and they're going to recast it.
I already know what they're going to do for Black Panther.
What?
What they? Oh, time's up. You have to tune in next week.
I don't even want to talk about recasting Black Panther because that's too fresh. I can't. Yeah, take that, but it's too fresh, man. Like I don't let it. You know.
I get you. All right, let's see what some of the chat comments are. Hey, Kate Titus is stopping in. Thanks for stopping in, man. So as I go through the chat comments, what do you think?
Speculation. Sometimes, Suicide Squad. See, I was excited about Suicide. Once again, I liked Wild Wild West, so I watch Will Smith and anything.
Really?
I really don't. I'm really.
What? Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, my friend.
I mean, I watched
listen.
Hey, Biggie Shack, good to see you.
How did you like Wild Wild West? How did you like that movie?
The theme song was banging.
Okay, there you go. You know what? I take it back. There's plenty of movies that are horrible, like Wild Wild West. Just to put that out there. That I like. So, God bless you. God bless you.
As far as like somebody like me who's not really who doesn't really understand the stories and whatnot,
But you know what you like.
Yeah. Now, one thing I heard that I thought was interesting is like DC should be doing a better job with their trailers, and Marvel should never have to make another trailer a day of their life because, well, is New Mutants a Marvel movie?
No, it was a Fox movie that they bought.
That's good. So, because like Marvel has killed just about every one of their movies that they put out, right? Has there been a dud of the group?
Yeah.
What?
Well, not for them, but for me, Captain Marvel. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, but
Ant-Man 2.
Movies though.
I mean,
it's one of the biggest grossing movies.
Yeah. Well, let's shock wear off.
But you know why it was the biggest grossing movie?
The Cat.
Because we were in Marvel Mania.
The Cat. Don't get me started with how he treated Samuel L. Jackson. But I think, it just depends on who it is. Like some people you get excited about, some people you don't. Like I can never get excited about Edward Cullen being Batman, but like you said, I'll be at the movie with my man Jamie, watching it, and Alan. Well, maybe we might be in the theater watching that. We'll be over at Jamie's house when he pays $35 for us to watch it at his house.
I tell you right now that
hey, hi, Lucha.
If you don't like this guy as Batman, just wait 5 years. The only one they seem to be hanging on to because they won't make a new Superman is Henry Cavill, and it looked like Seven to me. That movie looked like Seven and Edward Scissorhands slapped together. It didn't look like Crow. It's the Brandon Lee Crow, man. That's like okay. Well, I can see the makeup because he took and. Speaking of makeup, it looks like I I look like I have a microphone that comes right here. I never, those commercials where they talk about don't let your beard be weird, man. I guess I got a weird beard.
Weird beard this morning.
Ever.
All right.
I want the gray just to pop through and leave it. But they don't have make your hair gray and make it look good.
All right.
I don't like when people color their beards and it just.
Ooh, all right. Who's afraid of the big black bat? What movie was? Which Batman was that from? Was that from the first one?
Yes, I think so.
Well, another DC fandom revelation was that Jim Lee announced. By the way, first time meeting Jim Lee. Well, meeting Jim Lee. Yeah, meeting Jim Lee. I kind of like the guy. He's getting a bum deal over there at DC. But Jim Lee announced that John Ridley and Nick Darrington are going to be making a new Batman miniseries with a black Batman. If it's a miniseries outside of Batman canon, is it worth the effort?
Well, yeah. If it's done right, yeah, everything. I mean, look at Isaiah Bradley.
What's the question?
Look what Isaiah Bradley brought out. Brought out the Kid Patriot and stuff like that. So it's important. It is important. I think. Oh, you're supposed to start. You go ahead.
You're going.
You're
Oh, hey. I think my thing is. I think they should. I think Batman Beyond. They should make him black. I think they should do that because. Well, I'm sure there's Terry McGinnis fans, but you know what? Like it's like the Batman movie thing I was talking about. Just wait. I was like, there's Batman's open. Everything's open. You've had a white Batman for 80-something years. A black Batman coming in is not going to ruin your cake and ice cream on your birthday. Okay? Get over it. Shut up. Let other people play with the toys. It's okay. There's a saying. We'll always have Paris, right? You'll always have Batman. You always have crispy white Batman, okay? So let's bring in black Batman. We'll just call him Batman and be like, oh, okay, there you go. This is the problem, is everybody's up in arms about it. Get over it, man. It's 2020. What are we... Well, 2020 sucks, by the way, but we're still doing this. And it's like we can't get over stuff like this because then there's the people that live with their, brothers and sisters and they're making babies with them. And they just keep pulling us back down into their little pit that they won't let us get out of. You know what I mean? We're trying to crawl out of this pit. And then they're like, no. We need everything this way. You can't let that happen because what will happen? The world will end. Or how about it won't? And if it does, at least I'll be rid of you. You know what I mean? Jiminy Christmas. Sorry.
all right. Wait, hold on.
This is a very
You stopped into our segment of
take that.
All right.
You need a smacking sound like take that.
I'll work on it.
Yeah, just get the sound from Baby Got Back from Sir Mix-a. Just do that.
I don't think of this through the lens of I'm white, so I can't totally relate to the idea of I'm a black man, and I long to see a black Batman. I can understand. I guess I can understand the idea of representation. I want to see someone like me in a role that big. But when I think of Batman, what makes Batman? It's not the suit, and it's not the villains. It's Bruce Wayne and the past that led him to this place.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather see in a totally fictionalized world now to see, okay, a rich black family has a child or children even. The parents are killed. What happens in that situation where the children need to find justice in this, and what do they do from the black perspective? What makes that story different from what we see in Batman? I would love to see that story, because I think that right there is a fresh perspective. Because when we think about Batman, he comes from a rich family Thomas Wayne was, one of the big founders. Their family was the founder of Gotham City. But what if? So he was well known in Gotham City, maybe, but was he a worldwide name? What if a worldwide name? I mean, we think these things in the day we live in, where in the 40s, if you were a founder of a city, that might be a big deal. But in today's day and age, you're a global, well-known name or face. So what if a popular entertainer? What if that happens to them, and their kids are the ones that step into this hero role?
So something happened to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I didn't want to name names.
What would Blue Ivy do to help?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, she gets a plastic surgery so she doesn't look like her daddy. But that's interesting.
Can I rebut this? Rebuttal on this? I think that sorry, Jamie, but that thinking is like caveman thinking almost when it comes to comics. Bruce Wayne doesn't matter if Bruce Wayne is Batman. Batman is the name on the marquee, pal. I don't open a comic book to read Batman so I can see a rich billionaire that has a family getting murdered issues. I want to see Batman whipping ass. Look at this dude on your screen. That is badass. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. That dude gonna kick some booty. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of Bruce Wayne. I'm tired of Clark Kent. I'm tired of these 30s and 40s secret identities that really don't mesh with today. You give me anybody, they're not rich. Rich people don't care. This dude, Bruce Wayne, if it was true, he'd be doing it because he had a fetish. And that'd be the only thing he'd be doing it for. Because he would be getting all the tax breaks and all this stuff. You want to get real, man. You want to get real? Give me a black Batman that's going out there and whipping dudes up because, hey, man, what are you talking? Give me Bruce Wayne. Forget Bruce Wayne. Batman's got to, just like in Batman the movie, Batman Begins. It's an idea, or whatever one that Christian Bale was talking like he had rocks in his mouth. It's an idea. Take that, baby. Give me Black Batman. Give me Batman. Not Bruce Wayne. I want Batman. And if that's the representation of Batman, boom, man, take that. That's all I'm saying. You get me riled up today. I am on the freaking mound. I'm preaching, man. Give me that. I'm tired of it. And you want to know something? Hey, I'm whiter than snow, okay? But I know I got my friends. And when he tells me that his daughter looked up at a screen and seen a beautiful black lady as a representation on a video game, tears, pal, tears. So why can't Batman be that same thing? And just because, oh, you like Batman, you can't do that. Give it up, man. You 50-year-old man. Give me up. All you 50-year-old, all you old ass dudes out there, well, you can't do Batman like that. I'm tired of it.
It's nerve here.
Let it happen. Let it. Just the tip. That's all you gotta take. Sorry.
I'm not gonna say can.
I apologize. Apologize.
It's great.
Man, I'm gonna have a migraine now. You guys got my blood pressure going. Yeah, there you go. What was that first? I think that's from, was that Casablanca? Yeah.
Yep.
You'll always have Paris. You'll always have Batman. You always have white as snow freaking Bruce Wayne with his boring rich person storyline.
Have you read Stealth?
The movie with Jamie Foxx in it?
Yeah,
he was playing a jet plane?
The movie with Jamie Foxx already?
Yeah.
That's my bingo. That's my bingo. Jamie Foxx movie.
He could play grandpa.
It's in the back half of that white box over there.
I mean, is it a Batman book?
No, it's a current comic book.
I don't read comics,
Probably
man.
one bagged in
I
board.
can't read. I never learned to read. Take that, Jamie. Take that. Shame me for not reading.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Generic generic. Is it Black Man?
Yeah, but it's more than that. There's a twist in this book.
It's a great book.
This is a black superhero that's kind of a cross between Batman and Iron Man, but there's no funding behind it. They're not, the guy's not rich. The way he gets his
We'll do it with Batman. That's the only way you're gonna get. If you want to go and like spread a message, you don't have some lowly dude sitting on a curb going, "Hey, give me change." Oh, and have you heard the latest news? That ain't happening anymore. You got to advertise that stuff. I don't read comics, man. One comic I've read in the past several months, and that is the Dead Earth thing. If DC or Marvel gives me something to get excited about, I will read it.
So, but when this comes out in trade, check it out. I'm interested to see what you think.
Mm-hmm.
No, because it's not Batman.
No, because it's like I'm over that.
Whenever we get around doing our issue at hand trade edition, we'll do
Take that, Coach Vic. Take that, Coach Vic.
This has been optioned. It was optioned before this issue came out.
Take that.
All right.
He was being left out. I had to give it.
Can I tell my biggest issue with the whole thing?
Yes.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
They could have sent the email out to the blurred community first of all, so we can know about this. Because we're the only ones collecting Batwing. Nobody else was interested in Batwing. I was slowly acquiring Batwing books. Why? Just because. But now Batwing 19 and 20 haven't got that far. Now they're going for thousands of dollars on eBay. Why?
Oh.
Okay, so it was one 1920 went for $1,000, but hundreds of dollars. But now I can't get Batwing 19 and 20. Just saying, they could have just sent us an email first, let us know.
Real quick on that, I just thought, DC's just doing what Marvel did, really. Captain America, Falcon. But at least Falcon had it was built up, like Falcon should have been Captain America, like when he first got his suit taken away from him. But anyway, so me, Biggie Shaq, I'm sorry, I always rip you off. I that's why I'm not wearing these shades, because I know I feel it's gimmick infringement.
Gimmick infringement.
Gimmick infringement, brother. Yeah, brother, gimmick infringement. Anyways, I'm sorry for getting so excited.
All right, what's our next topic?
Bongo and Image.
Okay, let me find this image. Oops.
Mongo.
Remove.
Mongo like candy. Mongo a pawn in the game of life. Gimmick infringements.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, Bongo.
With the release of The Simpsons number 245 and Spawn, what number of Spawn are we on?
Right now?
Yeah.
30 something.
Spawn 30 something. So we're like at Simpsons 260 something. Who knows? Those are two of the 10 longest running comic books that use legacy numbering. Is there a benefit to legacy numbering, or should the numbering start fresh with a new storyline? Basically, there's never going to be another Spawn one. They just going to keep adding to it, or Simpsons one. I mean, should the numbering restart with each new storyline? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
All right, I'll go first on this one. Okay, so I think comics should totally redo their numbering system. I think they should start over with a new number one every time a new writer and artist come on, but that should only happen in January of a given year, so that they can number them X-Men number 1-2020.
Okay.
And they don't have to have a new creative team in 2021, but whenever that new creative team does come in, then it's X-Men number 1-2024. Because with all these relaunches, it's hard to figure out what we're dealing with as far as buying stuff in the trade. I mean, there are like Uncanny X-Men number 1 was Marvel's longest running title before they relaunched it. They had like 800 issues or something crazy like that. Was it that many? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, or was it Spider-Man? Anyway, the point is, when they relaunched Uncanny, they relaunched Uncanny X-Men like 3 or 4 times since then.
Yeah.
So now even I can't even keep track of, okay, I remember that cover from Uncanny X-Men had Ilyana on it, so I know it wasn't like the first one. Was it the second, third, or fourth one? So it's hard to keep track. So by doing it that way, adding the year to the numbering system, I think it would be much easier to keep track of it. I'm 18 seconds short, but I'm going to call it. So take that, Al. What do you think?
What am I taking? Like those...
legacy numbering, good or bad?
Oh boy, yeah, that's the comeback. A lazy numbering is like, well, you do Ancestry.com. You want to know where you're from. You want to know your genetics. You want to know your DNA. You know what? Hey, I say take the letter and numbering off. Put it on the inside so no one can see it. Who cares? Like, I don't buy a book because, but I tell you what I do is if I was like, where's part 1, part 2, part 3? So that's why it's important. It's showing you got history, man. You don't want to go and it's like, well, how long has this book been out? Oh, it's only on issue 2. And whatever. I'm tired of collecting, having to start over stuff. New 52, all that stuff. Well, you got to buy 0 issue. You got to do this, this, and this. You know what? Do it like what, I don't care. It's numbers, man. I don't care. I got my books. We always have Gotham. You know what I mean? Oh, my goodness. This is the lamest question. No one cares. I don't buy a book for the number. No one does. Collectors, they want the number 1. So what you should do is every month, if you're going to do it your way, you got to break up the things. When I was talking about seasons, they should have seasons of books, new creators or whatever, like TV shows that do it like TV shows. So you have the ongoings that are not even on, that are just garbage comics reprinted all over the time, and then you have the new miniseries at the new season that runs from September to maybe February or March. You get those books, boom, you get those, and then you have the Detective Comics is an ongoing, and it has different superheroes in it. You only do seasonal stuff. You do the big books, like Batman, because I can't have my Batman, right? I gotta have. I don't care, man. I'm sorry. I'm throwing this one. So
let me tell you where I'm coming from. New comic book collector, right? I like to read an adventure story. Where am I going to start? Number 33, 4050. I don't know where to start because I can't get number 1. I know that much for sure. And so one of the things I kind of like the Avenger story that I'm actually in. I saw it said part 1. I said it was like Avengers 34. It said part 1. I'm like, oh, well, let me get in on this now because it's the beginning of a storyline, so I can follow through. I mean, there's like 5 parts to this. I'm pretty sure I'll be stuck getting Avengers from now on because I like what they're doing now. But I would have known where to get in because I don't know what numbers to jump in. I don't know where storyline begins or ends. I don't have to get like, oh, well, this is a story here at book 50, but I have to read books 45 to 49 to understand what's happening in book 50 so I can move forward to 51. But that's just me.
My rebuttal to that is that when I got into comic books, I wouldn't buy number 1s. I would buy in the middle of stuff, and then I would go back and find the thing. It's like, oh, well, I jumped on in the middle of this, But hey, that's me. People are different than everybody. All I'm saying is boo-hoo. And take that, Vic. Take that. Boo! No.
Maybe I'm just such an orderly person.
I feel your pain. I understand why it's hard for a new reader.
Is it hard for a new reader? Because you can Google stuff. You can, just do your work, man. Why you stop asking for, well, should this be the book? Just grab it. If it looks cool to you, grab it. And then if it sucks, it sucks. That's all there is to it. You don't you're flipping through the stations. Think I look at that. You're flipping through the stations like, oh man, that's a crazy movie. That's a crazy movie. Do you watch from the middle of it, or do you wait for it to replay? No, I never caught Back to the Future until like the second where they're at the frickin' at the museum, or not the museum, the mall. It's a museum now, but the mall. That's when I started watching it. I didn't see him go in and plug in his guitar, boom, boom, boom. So if I can do that, then you can pick up part 2 of 4 and then go back and get part 1. And that's what I did with Dead Earth. And don't be telling me now that I didn't go back and get part 1 and then ended up buying all 4, because, like I said, Dead Earth is good, just like Gore Vidal says. And boom, take that. Take that. You can do it if I can do it.
Kind of like how I fell asleep for the first 20 minutes of Sixth Sense. I didn't get what the big deal of the movie was.
There you go. And if you couldn't figure it out before you went and seen it, then that's another question.
All right, let's get to our last topic.
Hashtag DC fandom. Dun, dun, dun. So the hashtag trended in a big way. DC didn't hold back when it came to delivering the goods. We got a new Wonder Woman 8 trailer, first look footage of the Suicide Squad, and the reveal of who's playing who. First look footage of the Batman. The title of Shazam 2 was revealed. A motion comic-like trailer for Black Adam, including a Q&A with The Rock, and a concept art for The Flash, and that's just the movies. The DC fandom had over 22 million viewers across 220 countries and territories. Do you see this type of event becoming a mainstay with Disney/Marvel jumping on board and doing one in the future? And remember, we got another fandom coming next month too, on the 14th, I think.
We did?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Jim Lee designed an incredible set for that too. Like I said, I'm liking this Jim Lee guy. I need to learn more about him.
All right, Al, I'll let you go first. Do you think events like fandom will become a mainstay? He's frozen.
I didn't watch it. I didn't get on it. Yeah, it's exciting. I think it's something to look. It's like something dropped. I think, yeah, it'd be fun if they did that. Even stay away from, you can do big things at conventions, but having a, like, hey, this is what we're going to do, even though when you don't have anything ready, that's okay. I just want to mention that the Black Adam Rock stuff, I would have rather seen Rock be Captain Marvel Shazam, to tell you the truth, or make him Superman.
Well, the way he described it, he's not a superhero. He ain't exactly a villain. Of course, that might be how Black
Adam dude, he would have been awesome as Captain Marvel Shazam, man. He would have been the best.
Like Zachary Levi.
Man, that dude's stale, man. That dude's stale. It's not even funny, but I see why. Dwayne stayed away from that, because that movie was crusty. Bad jokes. That movie was bad jokes all around. Didn't get Captain Marvel right. I just got to say it. He don't need that family junk, man. They're always trying to put these family people with him. It's like, hey, let's make this one guy special and exciting before we just like totally bog it down with all these characters that are going to be in there for a second. Mary Marvel was probably as popular, if not more popular, and she is the lamest crap in that movie. Next to freaking Captain Marvel Jr., you get this exciting kid straight off of freaking. I know I'm wasting my time on this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Anyways, fandom, good on them. Hope they do more. Marvel can do it. Whatever. It's exciting. Anything to build the hype for a comic book that's going to be canceled in like 3 months. Awesome. What they need to do, instead of all this talking about it, is to do it. Do some books that are going to stay on. I don't care about no time frame. I'm just now getting my word in. Listen, they need to actually put out books that are going to get bought. Okay? That's what they need to do. They need to put out someone's going to go, hey, that's awesome. They need to stop worrying about, like, well, we need to do number ones. We need to do this, this, and this. And like, no, you need to do good quality stuff. And stop, whatever, man. Go ahead. Take that. Jibber jabber.
Jibber jabber.
All right. So, do I think this will become a mainstay, this event? My initial reaction was going to be no, because that's what San Diego Comic-Con is for. They just did this in place of that. because they didn't have that this year. But the more I think about it, and the more I think about what Disney does with their stuff, I think this is yet another sign of the comicopolis.
Oh, of course.
So why do I think that? Because I think we already see it with Disney doing their Disney Fest thing. What do they call it?
I forgot, but I know what you're talking about.
So they do a very similar thing. It's a live event, and I think DC would have done a live event if we didn't have COVID, or if we didn't have COVID, and there also wasn't San Diego Comic-Con. But I think these events are going to take place of their big panel shows at Comic-Con, and when that happens, that's going to weaken that show exponentially. Now, so far, Marvel has done a good job of balancing what they're showing at each event when they've had both in the same year. But I think this is a way of these big entertainment conglomerates being able to totally control their entire presentation. They make the whole event about themselves, and they already don't care about everything else that happens at Comic-Con. So why not just make it more about them at their own events? So do I think it'll become more common? Yeah, and I don't like it yet. I wish San Diego was more about comics to begin with, and that's not going to happen. I don't think it's just going to. Well, maybe it will if these big entertainment events don't happen there. Maybe it does become more about comic books, but I doubt it.
Like, I've never understood why Cycle's part of Comic-Con.
Get off my lawn! Get off my lawn! I don't want your movies brought to my convention.
Yeah, that's
Dude, when the conventions pop back on, man. Be here.
Take that.
You can take that and take it back and throw it in the toilet, man. I'm telling you, why there's that crusty old thought there, man. Dude, get with it. Evolve. Listen, there's room for everything. It's exciting to hear about San Diego Comic-Con. Oh, these guys had this huge, they displayed this movie. And then you find out that DC's still not doing anything good. It's great. So this way you can find out straight to the vein, man. It's a straight shot. Cut out the middleman. Just we're not going to do anything with these awesome characters. We're just going to set on them because we're owned by AT&T.
I did hear that this other fandom they're doing is going to be more about the comics because they kind of didn't talk that much, other than the milestone stuff, didn't really talk about them that much. So
it has to be cheaper to do that, I would think, than having to rent out space and put together elaborate sets.
Oh, to do a big digital event like that? Yeah, I'm sure.
And AT&T cares about the money.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So,
they're big.
I heard this week somebody mention on some show that this was an old stream I watched about the DC restructuring and stuff. If you look at the value of, if I were to say AT&T is worth $30.3 billion.
It could be more than that.
Well, that's kind of the number that was thrown out there.
Oh, really? Okay.
And DC Comics is worth the 0.3. The publishing, that part is worth the 0.3. So that kind of shows you how within the context of AT&T, how small DC is.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're about as important as the remote control guide that comes with it, so you can learn how to do your remote control thing. This is what they're thinking. They get people to print this, whatever. Yeah, go ahead. I'm ruining your point.
No, that's all I had to say.
Oh, good.
But hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for Al for participating in.
Take that, sucker! Yeah. Oh wow, I'm having a seizure. I do got one thing I gotta say. When you make us tiny, and then you make that artwork you do bigger, it's like we're so small that when people are watching to see us, and not this garbage fandom thing, It's like we're hello, welcome to Munchkin Land type
No,
thing.
you're absolutely right.
Tiny. You should.
My intention was to make each of us big when we were given our point, and I totally forgot about that. So there you go.
This is the Batman top 10 covers or artists or whatever we did all over again. Like, who's talking? I don't know. They all sound the same to me.
Oh, really?
Well, all right. Well,
But I'm an egomaniac. I just want to see myself when I watch these back.
I'm right there with you.
And I like to see you guys, your reaction to my crazy talk.
I don't react to your craziness.
All right, well, we will wrap this show up. Let's see, what do we got going on this week? I have something special I'm doing this week. I'm going on Rod the Rican's channel on Tuesday night for Lame or Frame, which is a drawing show in which participants get 2 minutes to draw something.
Take them to the
baby. You better pause the world. You better get Superman powers and fly around and reverse your stuff so you can bring it.
I've put them off for a while. They've been inviting me, and I've been like, it's not really my thing. I do want to do it. I want to participate, but I don't intend to win. I hope I win. I'm competitive like that, but I don't think I will.
Oof.
We play.
It's 2 minutes.
Gore's last comment there. Movies based on novels up until recently significantly increased the sale of the books, but people read less now for entertainment or aren't interested in the books they are based on. I think that's been true for a long time, though. The books have always been better than the movies. So
I just think it really peaked with Harry Potter and Twilight. Really peaked with those two series. And actually, those movies are really good compared to the books, too.
Uh-oh. He's busting a Biggie Shack saying they draw beforehand.
How do they know what to draw?
I'm pretty sure it's going to involve a person.
They probably light box the body and then fill it in. They probably got that going on.
Who knows?
Bring it down, man.
But that'll be Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Catch my mug on that channel.
And I'm never invited to anything.
Comic Head's been on there. I'm not sure if he's on this week, but he's been on before. But Alan is available if anybody wants to.
I'm second shift now. I'm second shift. I got to
do. Well, on the weekends.
I can draw. You don't see some of my artwork? I was going to grab the other book.
He drew this. All right. We will.
My pen name of Val Howerson.
We will bring this train wreck to an end. And I will remind you, as always, faith, family, comic books. See you next time, guys.